3-2-0. We didn't think we'd make it this far, but here we are. We this show this week will be nothing short of providing information, educating people. And before we get to that serious part of the show, um, while we're waiting on our third brother in arms to show up, I decided to do something kind of lighthearted, being that the Grim Reaper of entertainment has been pretty busy in the last couple of weeks. I wanted to talk about the individuals that just passed recently, and I'm gonna probably lose you on some of these, but some of these, Brandon, I'm expecting some hardcore tribute or reflections on these individuals. So let's get started. In no particular order, just the order that I got them off of Wikipedia. Now let me know. I might lose you on a few. So don't be afraid to say I don't know who that is, because I I kind of indulge in a little bit of everything. I'm kind of a, I don't know, curious person, so I say. Uh I watch a lot of Discovery Channel, and the first person that I want to talk about is Frank Fritz. If you ever watched the show American Pickers, where they go around across the country picking up artifacts that are old, have sentimental value, and have monetary value to collectors. Yeah, Frank Fritz died at the age of 60 a couple of days ago. Brandon, do you know him? You ever watched the show?
I've never watched the show, but I do not know him. So you definitely lost me with that one.
No, no, and it's cool. Again, I don't expect you to get all of these. I'm a weirdo. I know about I got a million weird facts that I can remember, but I can't remember why I went into the next room 5 minutes ago for whatever reason. So yeah, I watch a lot of TV, and it was kind of interesting to see them hitting the road. I'm a road trip kind of guy, and they would go. It was kind of predetermined. I'm sure they spoke to the people beforehand, and they would go all over the place. They've been to Illinois plenty of times to visit garages left by the deceased, and the children inherit their belongings, and they're trying to liquidate or they're still alive and they have a huge collection of old cars, motorcycles, bicycles, even oil cans were a big thing back in the day. That's a popular collector's items amongst those type of collectors. So that's who Frank Fritz was. Uh, Dikembe Mutombo, that is not his whole name. He has like six names in his entire name, but we just gonna stick with Dikembe Mutombo, who had the finger wag. Oh no, no, no. Proud alumni of Georgetown University. All the great centers come from Georgetown. Patrick Ewing, my hero Alonzo Mourning, and Dikembe Mutombo.
Hey,
Any
don't forget
reflections
Tim
on
Duncan.
Tim Duncan came from Georgetown?
Yeah, don't forget Tim Duncan.
I did not know that. Thanks for
Yeah.
see, we educate each other. I
Let,
did not know Tim Duncan came from
let, let
Georgetown.
me
I
let
know
me make
Allen
sure.
Iverson did.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure. 'Cause, I could be wrong, but let me make sure. Oh, I'm
You are
sorry.
wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I
It's
didn't think
Wake
so. I
Forest.
think it was
Wake Forest.
um Allen Iverson came from Georgetown, of course, too. But Dikembe Mutombo was a great shot blocker, pissed a lot of people off, but he had the skills to back it up. What are your reflections on him passing? 58, brain
and
cancer.
man, the fact that I mean, at least I myself, I was unknown to that. I thought the Dikembe Mutombo was the healthiest, one of the healthiest retired players out there. Because I didn't know that they had brain cancer going on. But my favorite moment of the Dikembe Mutombo is when he was on the Sixers, and I believe he might have won his second Defensive Player of the Year when he was on the Sixers, or it might have been his first. But the finger wag, I think he averaged 3 blocks that game, and then when they went to the playoffs, he was up against Shaq, and of course Shaq was all boasters and dominating. But that first game, Dikembe Mutombo was shutting him down. that blocking him. He couldn't do nothing. But after that, he got to him. But that's my favorite moment when they was at least giving it to Shaq for a little bit there. That was
I
my
don't
favorite
remember
moment.
him being with the 76ers. I know he was with the Nuggets, the Rockets, and the Hawks.
You don't remember him being with the 76ers?
No, I don't.
Let me
Is that a made up Brandon fact?
no,
A a
I
a
I could have sworn
Brandonism?
he's I could have sworn Mutombo was with the Sixers. Let me pull up an image so you can see it.
Okay,
Hold
that's
on,
not
if you can
showing
see it.
up, but if you, yes, okay, I see it now.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah.
don't remember that though.
I
Real
don't know
quick,
how you
I
I
don't
don't know how
remember
you
him
don't.
being
That's
with the 76ers. Yeah, at that was that towards the tail end of his career because
yeah,
as he
yeah.
was a falling star, yeah, just
Mm.
looked at the next. Pete Rose, uh, manager slash player at the same time, but was banned from the Major League Baseball for gambling on games, and in particular games that he was coaching. He died at the age of 83. I hope they don't do nothing stupid like induct him now. I mean, if you were against him being in, he's alive, don't do it because he died. You stand firm on it. But there needs to be some type of acknowledgement of Pete Rose done by the Major League Baseball. Maybe the former teams he coached could wear a patch or something. What do you think about Pete Rose?
Well, I think it's just completely unfair that they've kept him out of the Hall of Fame because of this. No, that's his record. Some of his record still stands. No,
I can
all
see the
time
fact
hits.
that he was betting on games that he was coaching. Like maybe he was making calls or decisions that he knew would cause them to lose. So I agree with them for banning him for as a player betting on games that he had a hand in. But as you see now, gambling's legal now. But if you,
Not on your
yeah,
sport. Not on your sport though.
right.
Yeah, on your sport is still in most leagues, at least the NFL and the NBA. You can't do it.
Next up, Chris Christopherson. Now I've known him. I grew up listening to country music, and he was part of a super group called the Highwaymen, which had Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and Waylon Jennings. The only member of that group now alive still is Willie Nelson, thanks to marijuana. Also knew him from a movie back in the 70s called Convoy. Like I said, I used to watch TV, listen to the radio and stuff. And of course, you might know him from Blade,
That's what I was
Whistler,
about to say. That's what I was about to say.
Old Man Whistler.
That's
I mean,
because
this is,
it's
go ahead.
that is for me that's iconic because man that's one of my favorite movies and he one of my favorite characters in there. So definitely I saw Wesley Snipes put a tribute up to him, forever forever Westler,
Hmm.
uh, and just homage to him. So that is definitely how I remember. That was a childhood movie for me.
And to me, this is nothing weird or phenomenal. They always say, "Oh, they go in threes," and it kind of seem to happen like that. But this is what people do. They die, and these just happen to be famous people, and it's just a circle of life. I'm waiting for them to pull a plug on Clint Eastwood. I mean, he's been around forever. Great movies that
93
go
years
back
old.
to the '60s. All his westerns and the Dirty Harry movies, and one of my favorite movies, Heartbreak Ridge. He. I remember maybe a few years back, he was on the Oscar stage doing one-arm push-ups just to show everybody that he still had it. But he's
In
playing a good
93.
he's playing a good game with Dodge the Reaper so far. John Ashton. Does that name ring a bell to you?
Mm-mm.
Taggart from Beverly Hills Cop,
Oh,
one of
dang.
the detectives.
Ah,
All I can say about that, it was great that they did the Beverly Hills Cop 4, so to say, movie, and that he was able to give his final performance. I mean, it wasn't much of a performance, but we hadn't seen him since. I've seen him in other movies. There was this movie with Robert De Niro called Midnight Run. Kind of played his opposition or antagonist to him. So another cancer victim.
That is
Saving the best for last. I got one more, and then I got the last one, and then I think our guests are going to chime in. Cat Glover. Does that ring a bell to you?
oh.
Cat Glover is a backup dancer for Prince. If you ever watched the Sign of the Time concert, she's in the she's in all up in that movie. If you watch the video, you got to look with Sheena Easton. They're doing a performance on stage, and they slide under her legs and they pull her skirt. Of course, she has a leotard on, but I think people would remember that she was 62. And welcome, Jeremy.
Oh, what's up,
She
fellas? How y'all doing?
You're doing great.
Now I gotta
Uh,
go back and watch Beverly Hills in that.
don't worry, Jeremy. We're gonna recap you. I'm gonna do this last one. Last but not least. Damn it, Florida. Take that picture of Black Jesus down. John Amos died. John
Man,
Amos was 84
iconic.
years old. Iconic. We knew him from Roots, Good Times. He was in Die Hard 2, one of my favorite movies, playing a great
Coming
bad
to
guy.
America.
Coming to
Coming
America.
to America.
McDowell's. He had the Mick. Yeah, he passed away. So, Jeremy, to catch you up, in the last 2 weeks or so, we lost a lot of celebrities. Grim Reaper's been working overtime, and we was just kind of going through the celebrities. So I'm gonna go through these names with you again, see if you know who they are, or if you do know who they are, what's your memories or what comments do you have to say about them?
Okay.
First and foremost, rest in peace to Fran Fritz. How do you feel about that?
Who's Fran Fritz? Hey, I should get Google going on.
I'm glad you feel about that.
Hey, who is?
He was on this show called American Pickers, where they would go across the country picking out antiques and buying them from the owners, only to sell
Yeah.
them back retail. So it was on the History Channel, American Pickers. I used to watch it. I knew who he was. I didn't expect you guys to know. That's why I was kind of messing with y'all. But
Yeah, I
Fran
was wondering
Fritz,
if Brandon knew about Fran Fritz.
I was trying to bait him. I was trying to get him to bait. Like, man, that was a loss right there. Like, you ain't know who he is. Matumbo, Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh yeah. The finger wave Matumbo. Yeah, I saw that today. It was a brain cancer or something like that, right? A brain
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
hmm
So a little fact that Brandon hit me too. I knew he played for the Nuggets, the Rockets, and the Hawks. I forgot that he played with the 76ers.
How you forget that?
Maybe, like I said, he must have
That
been on
was
the tail end of his career. But he
No, that's
wasn't
when
a factor.
Iverson was hot. That's when Iverson was like the man. So it's like,
He was playing with
you know?
Iverson.
Yeah.
The prime Iverson was
I don't
at that
remember
time.
that.
When they went to the
Yeah.
finals. When they
Mhm.
went to the finals.
Yeah.
Pete Rose.
Oh, really?
Yes,
What happened with him?
he died.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how?
I don't know. I don't know what the cause
Like,
is.
oh, you didn't see. I'm a different kind. I want to know why, bro. I don't know if it's a weird tick I have, but I want to know why they like how they went. You know what I'm saying? Like in what fashion?
He was in a soul food restaurant, and somebody made a comment that the food was so good he should go slap the mama, the owner of the mamas, and that's what he did, and they killed him. Yeah.
Here you go. Here you go, bro.
Chris Christopherson. Does that name ring a bell?
Say it again.
Chris Christopherson,
No, not at all, man.
Whistler from Blade. I know you know who that is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was a famous country singer, and he was in this movie called Convoy. He was in this country super group called the Highwayman. I listen to country music, so I know him. So I knew him outside of being just Whistler. Like, okay, I know Fran Fritz, so I know everybody. I think I know everybody almost.
Yeah.
John Ashton.
Bro, I'm terrible with names, man. Even like
No,
in
it's
real
okay.
life.
It's okay. But when I
I'm the
tell you
wrong
who he
guy.
is, you'll know who he is. Taggart from
Who?
Beverly Hills Cop, one of the detectives.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away from cancer
Is this all this week or
within the past
you
two
on this month?
weeks.
Okay.
The
Okay.
past 2 weeks, all of these have died. Cat Glover,
Name it sound familiar, but come on, give me some info.
she was a dancer for Prince during his Sign of the
Oh,
Time
definitely
era.
no. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a big Prince fan. So one thing about me when I cook at home, I like to play that concert, the movie concert on the TV while I'm cooking. I mean, it's just a great vibe, the music and everything. So I watched the hell out that DVD. Last but not least, John Amos.
Yeah. Okay, I heard about that one today.
Yeah, you know where he's from?
Isn't he from the deep voice dude? Like from what's his from Star Trek,
No, no,
Darth
that's
Vader?
James Earl Jones. And I forgot about
Oh,
him too.
it come on. That's what I thought. So yeah, I'm
John
somebody
Amos
different.
was James from Good Times.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Mad dog, get your hand off my wife
Yeah.
before I slap a muzzle on you.
Yeah. Okay.
or
So
from the Mac. You want to die?
no, he wasn't in the Mac. He was in Uptown
What's the
Saturday Night
yeah, Uptown, my
or
bad.
one of those Sidney Poitier movies. He was Kansas City Mac, I want to say. That was his character's name. And he was also in Die Hard 2, one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, all of those within 2 weeks' time. And that was the filler section of the show, so to say, Jeremy. Uh,
Yeah.
we got our guests coming in the waiting room right now, and so more information was given to me, and it's kind of going to be a surprise to you. But I really think this is going to be a great show. I'm already proud of this. I'm proud of the entertainment, inspiring, educating. And so what we're going to do now is let these folks into the chat room at what the fellas think. Before I do, again, it's overseen by my man Roy Tiger Brown. Rest in peace, brother. We'll never forget you. It's sponsored by Roy Island Iced Tea. I'm celebrating my 22nd anniversary of making Roy Island Iced Tea. And my regular customers, I put out there, I got a sale coming on. And I can tell you guys now because it ain't going to go up till later. I'm barbecuing at my dad's house Saturday. Nothing big, nothing fancy. If you guys want to slide through, come on through. If by chance you guys this gets uploaded before Saturday, you're welcome to if you know the address. Don't upload this till Sunday. But no, really, you guys are invited before I forget. So I think, are you guys ready to us to bring our guests into the chat room?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right.
We got three people in the live.
Yeah, see. No, it's just two. The
Oh,
first one, this is the young lady I was telling you about. Her name's Tiffany. She grew up in the hood with me. I'm gonna let her start it off after I bring in a few other people into the room. But I'm gonna give you. I don't want to be tacky with this, but I've been telling people about your catering business. I want you to talk about that real quick. I want to get you out there. I love promoting people and promoting great business.
Okay.
So if you got a few minutes to talk about Medea's Kitchen, come on with it. Let them know.
Okay. I started off cooking in like 2014, and I had opened up a restaurant like in 2018. Like then, like 2020, when the pandemic had hit, I had closed down like in 2021. But I still offer catering services only now. This, this is what I offer. I'm on Instagram at Medea's Kitchen.
You'll send that to
mhm.
me, and I'm gonna put it up on our page, on our
Okay.
Instagram page.
Okay. And
Great food, fellas. I gotta say, but I'm sorry to continue.
no, go ahead.
No, I just had to say it's great food. I
Oh,
love
okay.
it.
What's the name again? I didn't catch the name. What is it again?
Uh,
Medea's Kitchen.
Medea's
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 Kitchen.
Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You
Yeah.
said Instagram and Facebook,
Is
right?
it
Or just Instagram?
just Instagram? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah. So basically, I do a lot of catering. I usually book like every weekend, and I got like a little contract with a couple venues that hold on, just logged in. Someone need to get let in.
Yeah, I'm finna let them into the room. Maybe we can talk
Okay.
about that more later.
Yeah,
But
like
right
so I
now,
just
I'm
basically got
about
a
to
couple.
let. Okay, go ahead.
I just got a couple contracts with venues, so I do like weddings, baby showers, big events like 150, 200. I got an event coming up, CVS alumni um, football game. But yeah, I offer meal prepping, uh, a personal chef, and just catered dishes as well.
So right now, sorry to cut you off. We
Mm.
definitely gonna talk about you more. We definitely put you out there. We just
Okay.
added two more people to the room.
Okay.
Carl, you want to introduce yourself?
How y'all doing? My name is Carl. Um, for one, I'm a supporter of Brian Jones, but also I'm a person who works at the Chicago Torture Justice Center. I work with other organizations when it comes to connecting people to different resources, whether it's education, whether it's fighting against injustices that happens in the streets, or crimes committed by police officers, or crimes against each other. I work with other organization when it comes to going inside of institutions and helping shape policies that helps align them with how they treat people who are incarcerated or who are formerly incarcerated who have been system impacted. And outside of that, I'm a business person who owns several businesses and connect young kids to teaching them carpentry, aligning them with education, and um, and also helping them when it comes to entrepreneurship.
All right. We want to thank you for coming on to the show, and we want to let the audience know that this is the main focal point of this episode, episode 20. And what I'm going to do, I haven't given you any filler about that. He introduced himself. I'm going to introduce another guest, and I'm going to let her kick everything off, tell the story, uh, get you guys involved. I hope somewhere out there I'm making a connection to help the situation, and I want to stop talking vaguely and go right into it. So, Janice, welcome to the show. You're muted.
Thank you.
I want you to introduce yourself, and I want you to tell us why we're here today. We know, but I want the audience to know.
Okay, my name is Janice Winbush. I am the mother of Brian Jones. And we're here, and I'm glad, thank you for having us. Um, we're here to advocate for my son's freedom. This has been an uphill battle, and I feel we have done everything we possibly can. He has done what he was supposed to do since he's been incarcerated, and we need some outside help.
And that's the whole purpose of this show, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to hear this whole compelling story. I was given some material. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to read it all, but I did look at the certificates, which we're going to talk about later. So, Janice, I want you to tell the story. Let me introduce myself. My name is Elroy. I grew up around the corner from you guys. So,
Oh, and
uh,
Brainerd, you're Brainerd Park.
Rainy Park for life, 91st and Bishop,
Okay.
91st and Bishop. Yep. Um,
Right across the alley.
I've seen on social media the T-shirts, which I think are real cool. I got to get me one. I've seen them. I want to say for the last couple of years, you guys advocating for his release. Now, I want you to tell the story the way you want Brian to be presented. I don't want to lead you in a certain direction. I want you to talk about what he's been doing since he's been incarcerated. I think that makes for a very important part of the story, and what you've been doing on the outside, who you've been reaching out to, and what can we do besides this podcast to spread the word and to throw the biggest party, the biggest welcome back home party there ever was in Brainerd. So I'm gonna let you
Absolutely.
take the floor.
Okay. Well, Brian been incarcerated, as you all may or may not know. His whole story is on Facebook. But Brian has been incarcerated ever since he was a young man. Okay, Brian has grew up in jail. Okay. And the day that he said he see young guys like himself that came in and said, "Ma, please don't tell me I was that stupid." I said, "Yeah, pretty much. But you done grew up now. When you know better, you do better." He's a man now. Okay. When he went in, he was a boy. Okay. And his work speaks for itself. If you go on the Facebook page, you can see all the certificates he got. You can see the schooling. I think he's like 12 credits short of getting his degree. Okay. I taught Brian that the pen is mightier than the sword. Okay. He has written several and filed several complaints and won his complaints just on basic human decency. That's all he's asking for: hot water, showers, and to be treated like a human being. Okay. So he done filed numerous complaints and have went to court and have won numerous complaints, just again for basic human decency. Okay. I tell this story all the time and I always get in trouble, and you might know this, Elroy. I have 4 sons. Out of the 4, he's the smartest one. He just made some bad choices, seriously. And when I say that, the rest of them look at me, really, Ma, really? But he just made some bad choices. Okay.
You know
And
what? Let
of
me cut you
course,
off there and just say that we've all made bad choices.
absolutely.
We probably just didn't get caught with the things that we did. Uh, we realize we made bad choices and we grow from that. So,
Absolutely. And that's
you know,
all I'm saying. Pay
who's
your
better to
dues,
overcome?
move on.
Someone that got caught or somebody that's just like proof? We
Right.
all make. That's how we learn. We make this.
Right. Exactly.
And we're told
Exactly.
to do right, but what's going to happen if I do this? And sometimes we find out the hard way. Don't touch that pot.
And
Well,
it's hot.
why? Oh, okay, now I know. But yeah,
Right.
we all
But
made bad choices, and
right, we all made some bad
again,
choices and learned from it and moved on. And like I'm telling you, the things that you all did at 15, 17, 18, even 20, you're not doing them at 40. You done learn. You know what I mean? You done grew. Okay. Things done
unfortunately,
changed.
some
Life
of them
done
still
changed.
are. Unfortunately,
Stuck on. Well, I would say the vast majority have
Mhm.
learned and moved on. You at 20, you ain't doing the same thing at 40. At 40, you're not doing the same thing at 60. Okay. So I truly believe I will not and cannot, and we should not, the society should not hold against you what you did at 17 at 47. Okay. Pay your dues and move on. And that's all I'm asking from the governor. Okay, he's been approved already by the board. That was 3 years ago. We went in front of the board and they approved his release. I don't know what the problem is. I've been told 2 years ago they looking at it. He's going to be released. They looking at it. He's going to be released. They looking at it. And we do have some. We did get a couple of aldermen to advocate for him, just like some activists. Okay, I don't know what else to do.
So let's talk about the law that they reversed or repealed or whatever that applies to him, and why at this point right now he should be he should be free amongst his friends and his family. What was the law that was changed? And if you give us more details on that.
It was that good time law. Okay, for all the time you spend in any education or certificates that you receive, you get more good time. But they're saying that it doesn't apply to him because the law was changed. I'm trying to think exactly what the wording was, and I'm sorry, I didn't have it. But what
No,
all
you
his
you're
good
good.
time, all of his good time that he has earned, they said it doesn't apply. If it applied, he would have been out 2 years ago. So that's another thing that we're fighting against.
Well, I think the fact that again, I don't know how many certificates I counted, but it was at least more than 10 if my numbers are right. He was making a conscious choice to say, when I get out, I want my life to be meaningful, to have some type of meaning. And that should apply, even though they're repealing marijuana laws. They're expunging people's records for the marijuana law. And I'm not trying to compare the two, but
Right.
he was making a conscious effort to better himself, to say, I'm going to be somebody when I get out, way before that law changed. And I think that should have some play in it. I think he should be a free man right now. How much longer is he looking at being incarcerated? What was his original sentence?
If it, how many more years he got, Tiffany?
I
3,
think
4?
like 4, but I think he was just really sentenced under the wrong statute, so
On
it
the
was like,
under the wrong status, right?
yeah. So that's
So he
why,
absolutely was sentenced
yeah.
under the
So
wrong
that's
statute.
the issue, and
Right.
that's what we're fighting against. And if he would have been sentenced under the right guidelines, the statute, he would be home right now. And they came out with a new law. I don't know what bill it was or whatever, but he haven't earned 1 day of good time. After all the certificates, all
Um,
the jobs, every program he completed, people are getting good time coming home every day now. Some still sitting in there because the state having issues calculating their time. So people is doing over the time that they're supposed to be doing, and they're
right. So
just
he's
sitting
not the
there.
only one that should be
Yeah,
released.
it's
Right.
it's it's, it's hundreds because the state did not keep up with their good time.
And
So
that was
people,
Uh,
published. That was published in the paper
And
that the state is
and
behind.
and and then Brian being a person who, while in prison, working in inside of many programs, as well as being employed inside of prison, but and not just education. All of those things combined allows him opportunity to be given good time that everybody else is privileged to. But for whatever reason, there has been it's been stagnant when it comes to issuing him his good time, which has affected his ability to be free. And had he been statute, I mean, have he been sentenced under the correct statute, he would have been released by now and been home with his family. And that's been something that we've been trying to correct for a few years now. I've been a huge supporter of his, along with his family, and supporting them along the way in his fight for his release. I think that the matter that we've been trying to call attention to is, why is he still in prison? This man is not a threat
Exactly.
to anyone in society. Not only that, this man has continued to achieve positive and productive things when it comes to moving the narrative forward through education, through mental health services, through being an advocate inside of prison. We're working with youth, being a voice out here, still on the streets, using his voice for while he's inside, and communicating with youth, and talking to them about making better choices, and carrying themselves with dignity and value, and valuing those that they come into contact with every day. So to continue to hold someone like that in prison is absurd to me. And they understand this, but yet they have been slow to move their to when it comes to moving their feet to have Mr. Brian Jones released, with giving support with his family. This is a man who will have a roof over his head, a job lined up, have other support when it comes to mental health services, education, and any other resource that he needs to have readily available to him, not by way of the state, but by way of people who
Of his
love and care
family.
for him.
Right.
And of course his family, of course. And for them to continue to make this a stagnant process, that's why it's important for us to continue to keep the pressure on, and make a vital and important call to ask, why is Brian Jones still incarcerated, and fight for his immediate release.
Just listen to this. It just reminds me of the countless times in the news, and you can go back like every 3 or 4 months. It's about somebody that's been
Mm,
released for violent
early.
crimes, and within a
Very
week
true.
he's committing a murder, or he's back at his ways, where it's obvious, like I said, that Brian is trying to create a path for his future. He doesn't want to see those four walls no more. He doesn't want to see those bars no more. He has a daughter he wants to spend time with. He has family that he wants to see. He has a mother he wants to hug. Who have you reached out to, and in what manner? I know you said you reached out to the governor, but in what manner, and do you think the
Uh,
message got to him?
Well, the alderman of the 21st Ward, he wrote a letter on Brian's behalf, um, fighting
the state
for Brian.
representative. Justin
Representative,
Slaughter.
is it
Justice Slaughter.
Alderman or Slaughter? Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yes,
Slaughter.
that's the state
Slaughter.
representative.
Yeah, Slaughter. I'm
Of
sorry.
the Brandon
For
Park
the
area.
Alderman. Right.
But he went in front of the parole board in 2021. And that was like September 7th. It's October 2nd. So that's over 3
Over 3
years.
years.
Over 3
And I felt
years.
right, and
And
I
haven't
felt
had
very good about when we left there. Okay. I felt in my head and heart that they were going to approve him because of what we presented to him. He has a place to stay. He has numerous places to stay. I did research on jobs and companies that hire ex-felons and people who have been arrested. We presented that to him as a united front. Okay, he has no reason to still be incarcerated. Every question that I thought they were going to ask, I covered in my statement, as well as his daughter Deja did. So when it came at the end of it, when it came time for them to ask questions, no one asked a question. No one, because all of them said you covered everything that I needed to know. And he was approved. And here it is 3 years later. And what? We still waiting.
But the issue, we still haven't heard from the governor's office. So it's
Right.
basically just
Everybody
sitting
but
on
the
his
governor.
desk.
Right.
So why
Right.
we haven't heard anything? And he was voted in off criminal justice reform. And it's just
Very
sitting there for 3 years. Some people that's been in prison have been back in front of the parole board again. So this their second time. He haven't even
And he has
received one response from the
from
governor's office.
And adding, we've made consistent phone calls. We've ran phone calls, campaigns, letter writing campaigns. The family has been a huge, intricate part of those campaigns as well, whether it's been through the mayor's office, the state's attorney's office, other representatives' offices as well, just trying to get a lot of people on board to continue to push and be one big collective voice and saying this is a person again. And I just want to keep reiterating this, that is no longer a threat in terms of society, who will have access to all of the things that he needs to continue to move forward when it comes to success. And just to make an example, for every person that they show or that they claim has gotten out and then has been reincarcerated, I can show you one or two that's working in the governor's office, the mayor's office, that is business owners, that are advocates, that are activists in the community, that are continuing to work with young youth who are doing something and productive and positive when it comes to community and ways of giving back in a very precise and intricate way. And he wouldn't be no different. And getting to know his family, talking to them every day, knowing the dedication and the hard work that they put in to not just, to support him, but each other, speaks volumes in terms of their character as well as his as well. So I think that it will be huge in making us all be one collective voice to continue to push for his freedom, and he deserved that, and his freedom should be now.
exactly.
Absolutely.
What kind of plans do you have going forward? Rallies, anything? What's the next step? What's the next step for you guys?
So we study
No,
reaching out.
I-
Right. We still
I'll let Carl take that.
no, so our next step is to continue to reach out, to continue to be boots on the ground, to be a voice, to continue to push and knock down and kick down or bang on any doors necessary that's needed to to move things forward for its immediate release. Um, the governor and others hasn't been really responding in a way that I feel like they should. And for us, we think that the more people that we get involved, people like yourself as well, and highlighting and broadcasting and using every outlets, whether it's social media or any outlet that brings attention to it. I feel like those things is what makes a change. So for us right now, it's a full bliss in every area to demand his release.
And I don't know if you have, but here's me trying to be a problem solver. Have you guys reached out to local media, the Fox 32s, the Channel 2s, the Channel 5s, to try to get more media attention on this subject.
I've reached out to Channel 5 and spoke to a few people who said that they would be interested in looking at it, and then that was as far as it got. But I think now it's for us and his family. It's more persistent. There's going to be more consistency and persistence to make that possible.
Okay, if you guys have any public rallies or whatever planned, please keep us in the know. I will definitely put it on my personal page, on our social media page. Anything that we can do to help, and it's not just, yeah, I know him. Well, I do know him, and I can kind of vouch for his character. But he again, it seems on paper he's done everything to show that he will be a productive member of society. I want to know what these slick talking guys that turn around and go back in say to convince them to get let out, so that he can say it and really actually show it. But whatever you guys do and plan, keep me in the know. I will definitely spread the word.
Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
From what I've been reading just on this new good time law, it seems like they have poor record keeping. They don't know how much credit to give people. That's been
Exactly.
Sure.
yeah. Seems like that's the main complaint because a lot of people are not getting their full credit or time that they should be
Exactly.
getting off. And I think if for our audience out here listening to this, the prison, I guess prison reform, if you want to call it that, if you're gonna give people good time, at least give them that full benefit. Because like Brian, he's working hard. From what I've read so far, what Elroy sent us, he's working hard and
Mhm.
he's basically there. He'll be one of the success stories as if he is able to get out of here soon.
His
He'll be
favorite
one of
line.
his yeah.
I'm a
Mhm.
law-abiding citizen.
And people should and people should care because this could be their loved one. This could be somebody
Mhm.
that they know or they're associated with. And the system, once they have you impacted, it affects every area of your life, not just yours, but also your family and your loved
Your
ones. Your
family.
life is not
Exactly.
just your life, it's a shared life. So it's
Exactly.
important for people to want to get involved, to want to follow the story, to want to be a part of the voice and the collective effort to fight to have this man release, Mr. Brian Jones, and see him come home to his family.
You know, we
Absolutely.
see it
Time is served.
we
Right.
see it a lot in the media. You know, we're not getting the real fair shake. Brandon, the story we covered last week about the gentleman being executed based off of
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hearsay.
I mean, and for people who don't know about that, that is and mistake me if I'm wrong, Williams. He was uh he was executed based off of two informants. That
Mhm.
one was his ex-girlfriend, and the other one was basically informant saying Williams sold him goods, which he did not
Right.
do. They had no
We
physical evidence tying him to that crime, and then the blood evidence turned out not to be his DNA. So that's what my whole gripe with that whole situation there was, if you're gonna execute a man, at least be 100% sure if you're gonna do that. Because really,
reasonable doubt.
they just committed murder if that's an innocent man.
Mhm.
That's
But it was
Absolutely.
3, I believe. Which one
yeah.
you was referring to?
In St.
The
Louis.
three.
3 got just
Not,
got
not,
executed in the last week, I believe. Last 2 weeks, wasn't it?
was it Alabama?
It was like 3 of them, I
Let me.
believe.
Oh, I know
No,
one of
it
them
was
was in
one.
the southern state.
Or 2 at least.
One was in the southern state.
Yeah,
I know
one
it's
was
like
in St.
3.
Louis. I know as well. St.
Yeah,
Louis,
St.
Missouri.
Louis.
I believe it was Marcellus Williams. Is the one I'm referring
Yeah,
to.
Okay,
Yeah,
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 St.
I
that's
St.
remember
yeah,
that one.
Louis.
yeah,
But it
yeah.
was 2 other as
I believe
well,
it
I
was St.
believe.
Louis. It
Mhm.
was.
I wasn't aware of the two other ones.
Yeah,
Which
it was
ones?
two other ones as well.
Mhm.
You have
Yeah.
details on those?
Um,
Um, not to its full extent. So
but I
I'll
remember
reserve
seeing it.
comment. Yeah, I remember seeing it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
I think prison overall is too quick to kill a to kill us basically. I hate to put it in those terms. It's like you gonna keep us in jail, and if we do right, you still can't let us out of jail. And if it's proven that we're not the
Guilty.
like yeah, guilty, or I even bring it up to Central Park 5. Like they were so quick to
Mhm.
put those kids in jail, toss away the key, and let them out.
Uh-huh.
Don't let them see daylight ever again. And
Black men.
that's yeah, black men. And I hate to
And
bring it to the racial side of it, but that's what it's looking like. And we don't get the fair shake, and that's sad.
well, well, just adding, it's not what it's looking like. This is exactly what it is. I'll call it for you.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
reality is that it's definitely pure racism, and
Yes.
and just on another note, just like the rush to judgment when it comes to incarceration, but yet the slow wheels of turning when it comes to justice of release, it's just insane to me.
Mhm.
And when a person has done that many, served that much time in their life, as a young youth all the way to an adult, you can't convince me that a person is the same person. I don't care if a person
Exactly.
is goes to do something stupid or a person continues to go
Mhm.
and do something positive and productive. That person is not the same person.
Not the same.
Prison changes you in a way mentally, physically, and spiritually. Is what they don't want to admit, and they know that 2 years or 3 years of incarceration affect many areas of your life when it
Yeah,
comes to
that does
mental
work.
health issues, and as well as productiveness as well too. Most people who are in prison who works to fight for change where within themselves inside of the prison and outside of the prison aren't coming back out into society to do anything that's out of the norm of being productive, and he wouldn't be any different in terms of his release as well. There's no fear, there's no threat. Um,
No.
there's no the only fear is that this man has changed and aligned and elevated to a space to where he'll be productive and positive in the community. That's the only threat. Then that man should be released immediately.
So
Absolutely.
not to take away anything from Brian Jones, but prior to us starting to text me and tell me that you were coming on, and basically you got a story to tell yourself. Did you want to share that with us?
Myself,
Yes.
yeah, I'm a person who was system impacted. I won't drag it on too long, but I'll say I was a person who was system impacted, who served 27 years of my life wrongfully convicted, and now I'm fighting for, well, that case is an ongoing case. I'll just say that to when it comes to my complete innocence, and um, I was a person who works with a lot of the youth, as I said before, became a businessman of several different businesses and properties. And that's why for me, I advocate so hard for this because a person, my judge told me that I wouldn't amount to nothing and wasn't going to be nothing and would be back in prison within 3 months. But I testified in front of that same judge to get a person out of prison who was facing 18 years and got it down to 18 months.
Mm.
So,
Mhm.
so you know, the possibility are endless in terms of who and what a brother can be. Nobody can determine what a Brian Jones would be except for Brian Jones because he's the one who
Exactly.
put in the work. We've
Right.
watched him put in that work. I've been a close advocate when it comes to him and watching him put in the work because I was in that same prison system with him.
Mhm.
Did that
So
judge
I
recognize you when you stood before
yeah, I made sure she recognized me. I stood, looked her right in the face. I said, if I would have listened to a person who told me that I wouldn't amount to none, then where would I be? And I told her the
Right.
reality is that nobody has the power to define what I am and who I am. And more frankly, I wouldn't care what you thought about me because I already
Mhm.
know what I am going to be and what I am to be. So I claim it already. And she has no power to define that. And I said, had I listened to her and listened to that rhetoric and began to take that in, then it would have had an impact on me and how I function and come into contact with people, but also how I continue to lead myself. So I just changed it. I'll just change the narrative and just go back. And this is why I advocate so hard on his behalf, not just because of I know him. I've seen him function. I know what his capabilities are. I was in that fight with him when we would sit and go over cases and talk about different fights and battles when it comes to wrongful convictions or those who have been wrongfully sentenced or over prosecuted. And his is no different. And in my release, I told him I will continue to be that advocate, and I know he'll do the same once he
We
returns.
appreciate you.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
all of
that.
that.
Well,
All of that.
I appreciate it.
Mhm.
what I see from
Mhm.
this is, again, on our Instagram, we are What the Fellas Think. I hope you guys follow me.
Absolutely.
Tiffany, I'm going to tag you. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page. I hope you guys can share it on your Facebook page. Let's get the word out. We probably we're probably going to spark or catch a person's ear that can really push this over the hill. And
Okay.
I just want to see I want to see Bird in the flesh. We call him Bird. I want to see Bird in the
Absolutely.
flesh, and I want him to prove, and I want him to show what he really can do once he's given his freedom and he's out on the street, that he can make
That's
a
right.
change too.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
I
Absolutely.
may
That's fair.
I'm I may have missed this, but it's the main way like our audience and us can reach is the Facebook page for Bird.
Yeah, yes, he have a face,
Oh,
Brian Jones.
okay.
Mhm.
And then on Instagram, I think it's Brian Jones, or who is Brian
It's
Jones?
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have another quick question since Carl, you have been a part of the prison. What are the resources that they offer to help people reform and learn, or is it more resources that are needed
It's
that can help them?
it's now in, I mean, places like Stateville, before its closing, um, it wasn't resources, and then other organizations started to come in, which are PNOP, which is Prison Neighborhood Arts Project, which started to educate and offer college curriculums to those who are system impacted and those who are faced with long-term sentences. Because before then, you would be put on a list and you would never have opportunity to education resources inside of prison. But the ones who was there with short timers, they will always give them first opportunity. So I was a person who had natural life plus 30 years. So they would say that I will always have to go on the list, which means that I would never have access to the education because someone always has less time than someone with natural life plus 30 years. So it makes no sense. But with those limited resources and just bringing it back real fast, I've watched this man be a person who went to the law library consistently and read books, whether it was a newspaper or a magazine, whether it was any educational book. If my family sent in a book or his family sent in a book, we'll read those books and then we'll share those books. Any educational books. So most of our education became pretty self-taught, whether it was us starting
Mhm.
debate teams or having debates on the prison yards about particular issues or laws that are just being presented. So I watched this man grow into a person who's equipped with knowledge that would allow him to continue to escape whatever destruction or chaos that try to surround him or come into his presence. That's just not me just saying that because he's a friend. That's me saying it because I've seen the work. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
for me, that makes a
Right.
big difference. And it's the same with me. You know, as I said, I use myself as an example only because I was told the exact same thing. Wasn't given the chances as well. And once given the chances, those very same people now, how do I say it? Probably kiss my ass. But needless to say, needless to say, that's because the miseducation on their part about what a prisoner is or who is a person who has been system impacted. Mind you, they're using titles and labels when they think about Brian Jones as a prisoner or a person who has system
There's an
impacted.
inmate.
But his name is Brian Jones. This is a human being who has been resourceful in terms of taking in, receiving, as well as giving. And that's what they tend to miss, that the human aspect of it, which means that every time they come up with a decision about who a person who is system impacted in, who a person who is system impacted is, then there's going to always be a miseducation because, as I said, he's Brian Jones first, before any of the system impacted things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So earlier I asked, when is the next event or whatever, but let's say I got a spark right now. What could I do right
Uh,
now? I mean, and I don't want this because once we share this, there's probably going to be somebody saying, "What can I do right now?" instead of waiting for you to do something. Not saying that you're not doing anything,
Mhm.
but what can I
right.
do?
I'll say something, I don't know. I know the family definitely have to say. I know the family definitely wants to say something. Right now, what we can continue to do is, as I said, be a collective voice. Right now, we're still doing letter and writing and calling campaigns to our
Right.
governors, to our representatives. It don't have to be the representative that we reaching out to. It can be your own
Right.
representative. Put the pressure on that representative to want to do something as well. The more people that gets involved, the bigger the opportunity when it comes to change. But also when we do uh, uh, they can go on his social media, support him from that aspect, and there'll be updates when it comes to things that we'll be doing, whether it's a rally or going down to Kim Fox office or any office, and then people can show up, people can call in. You don't even have to come down there. You can call in, but we do need boots on the ground as well when that is
Mhm.
required. And I think all of those things collectively makes a huge difference and puts the pressure on. So right now we need to continue to put the pressure on to make that possible.
Right. This is just coming from an armchair quarterback, so to say. You seem to be well versed in what you're doing, but I think you need to go hard on the media. You need to reach
I
out to
agree.
Fox 32, Channel
Mhm.
2, Dawn Hasbro from 32. She look like she's about the community. That's just me. I really I wanna say something
We
that
reached
probably
out to
sparks you.
WBEZ as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's very true. So
Yeah.
that's very true. Thank you for that, Tiff, too. We definitely did.
Mhm. Mhm.
We
Is
reached
there
But
like
absolutely,
a
but I think we what I personally want to do is just set up and go knock on the governor's door. That's the only thing we haven't really did. Like as a group, as a family and friends and people that want to support, I think we need to just show up.
Mhm.
very true.
Okay.
I mean, show up at the office, make a little noise, a little bit, because we really haven't came like as a group and rally down there. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but what what could it hurt?
Well, we're giving you the form right now, so if you guys got anything you want to say it right now. Again, we're going to share this. I'm following Brian Jones on Facebook, so once we upload this, I will definitely share it to his page. I'll share it to my page. Hopefully somebody will see this and we can help along the way. But right now, this is your forum. Speak out. Mom, you got anything else you
Mhm.
want to say?
Mhm. Um, no, we're gonna continue what we're doing until we make enough noise so somebody can hear us. Okay. And like Tiffany said, maybe we need to go down there so they can see us. His office is right downtown. Um, we've been getting a runaround. Well, first it was campaign. This is election year, and the governor's very busy, but he's gonna have a time to sit down. Then he was supposed to be getting out within 2 weeks, and then the incident happened with the person they released, and he went and killed that kid, and so now he want to reform the hearings.
Hmm.
So it's always some excuse. Okay, in
But
two
just keep
weeks,
in
and two
mind
weeks,
that
and
that,
2 weeks,
that
and
person
nothing.
was not
Right.
did a long term sentence. He was just did a short term that committed that.
Mhm.
Apples and
So
Yeah,
it,
oranges.
it
They're trying to
So you
compare.
can't
yeah,
compare that
yeah.
to what
You
he's been
definitely
right. Right.
Sorry
what
about
he's
that.
been through.
Yeah,
It's 26 years. Comparing that to
yeah,
maybe like 5 years or something, or
but
whatever his
you
minimum
definitely
sentence
can't.
was. That was a slap on the
You
wrist. And the kid, he
you
was right back
definitely
out and
can't.
came back and committed another crime. But you can't compare that to someone that's been gone since
Definitely can't.
1998. He
You
Well,
are
was
so right,
20
Tim.
years old.
You are so
He's
right.
now
You definitely can't.
47, 48.
Yeah.
well,
And
whenever
then
y'all
the
ready to go
percentage.
downtown and campaign in front of his office, I'm there. Give me a
Okay.
heads up. I
Appreciate
got to
it.
take a days off. If it's a weekend, just let me know. When is election time coming up again? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, the election is November the 7th, 8th, something.
Is that for
Whatever it
governor?
is.
Yeah,
No, it's
That's for
not for
governor?
November.
governor, but he's been very active in the presidential campaign. Matter of fact, he just spoke on the debate for the vice president's
Yeah, he was at the
of the night.
DN,
And then at
DNC.
one time, it was rumored that he might be asked to be vice president, which I knew
Mhm.
that wasn't going to happen. But that's an excuse of, it's election
Why
year
he's
and the
so busy?
governor's out there. Yeah, yeah.
November the 5th. So that first week in
Okay.
November.
So is
That
that the
first
governor race?
Tuesday,
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
first Tuesday,
Yeah.
whatever that first Tuesday is.
Mhm.
That's
Also,
for governors as
also, I,
well.
I don't know if
That's
that's
not
for
for
the governor.
no,
No,
it's,
that's
I
No,
for
don't
I
the
think
didn't
it's
think
for the
I don't
president.
think
governor.
it's for
That's
the
for the
governor.
No,
president.
it's not for the governor.
No, that's what I
Right.
didn't think so.
Right, it's president, but he still used
He's
that as
still
an excuse.
supporting the
It's
Democrats. He's still
election year.
supporting the
Right,
Mhm.
Democrats.
right. And then after Biden stepped down, he really, well, he's not in office because we don't know what he's gonna do. He don't want to release anybody because he might run for president. Yeah, okay.
But this is why it's important to hold his feet to the fire, because this was a
Mhm.
governor who ran off prison
For
reform,
criminal
who ran off
Mhm.
doing
reform.
the right thing when it comes to restorative justice and taking restorative justice approaches. So it's not nothing outside of his element if he's saying that he stands by his word. So
Mhm.
We got to
this
hold
shouldn't
him
be
to his
a
word.
difficult. Exactly, and we should hold him to his word. So another thing is why people should get involved. And then when you upload this and people see it, um, the family, myself, and others who are involved in supporting Brian Jones will definitely start to reach out, take that advice, and reach out to more media people. And we asking those to make those very same calls as well on his behalf and say, hey, there should be a look into Brian Jones' case or a story done about it, whether it's by Fox or Channel 5, Channel 7, or Channel 2 or any other major network as well.
Yeah, a whole bunch of us picking outside his office would get media attention. So I'd
Absolutely.
make a call like, man, you need to come check this out. There's
Mhm.
something to be here. Come listen to what we got to say. There's something to be said here. We're not just out here because we ain't got nothing else to do. There's something to be said. Read into this. Do the research. Let's let. I'm in I'm a service manager by trade, and when I gotta follow corporate policies and they can be bullshit, I follow them knowing that they're gonna. When they ask me why it's failing, I say it's because I'm following your policy, and that makes them
Mhm.
take a second look at their policies. That's the safest fire you can start. Let's put it that
Absolutely.
way.
Mhm.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Jeremy,
I appreciate
Brandon, ain't I a troublemaker? Don't I like to start
it.
fires?
Mhm.
No, I've always been one to speak my mind. It's
Rightfully
not
so.
that I just hate being mistreated. Don't pee on me and tell me it's raining.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Uh,
Right.
right.
and I've always stood up against. I started a job and I heard these guys complain about how we were being treated with our wages and everything. I said, "Have HR a boss?" I'm like, "How you gonna go to your oppressor? Let's go over his
Mhm.
head. But we got to go together.
Facts.
We got to go as a group." And and,
Strength
and
in
I
numbers.
guarantee you, when I guaranteed you, we made changes. And they knew I had to be behind it. And I ended up paying for it down the road, but I don't regret doing what I'm doing. Don't mistreat me and smile in my face. I'm
Mhm.
ready. Let me get on my big black boots. Let's go stomp.
Mhm.
That's my word. When y'all say y'all ready to roll, I'm there. This is
Okay.
not
Okay.
just for show.
Well,
Okay.
we'll
That's
All
definitely be
We
right.
putting
appreciate
something
you as
into play
well.
when it comes to organizing as well, to go down there
Mhm.
and put some loud boots on the ground. So
Mhm.
I can speak from experience with Roy. He not gonna let somebody stick him in a box and put him in the corner and leave him there. It's not gonna happen.
No.
Like,
Okay. All right. I appreciate you having us on and giving
And
us.
I know it, and I don't do
Good.
it. I'm not trying to be the next Malcolm X or anybody else. I just hate being mistreated. Because if I'm
Absolutely.
giving you something, I'm giving you my all. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to take the abuse, the laughing behind my back. Uh, and we travel for a living, and it was like sometimes we would go on bum missions. They actually sent a guy on Friday, like, you got to go to Japan, you got to go to China. This gentleman, at the last minute on the Friday, scrambled to fly out, only to get to China and say, "We didn't call you here. We didn't tell you to come here."
Mhm.
Now he got
oh,
some flyer miles out of it, and the company had to pay for it. But it just shows you, don't send me nowhere and not confirm. That's my job
Mhm.
as a service manager. Even though it's local, I still say, hey, you call the day before, because nine
Mhm.
times out of 10 they're probably not ready, and why waste the trip?
right.
Mhm.
And that's when I saw, when I first started, them leaving out for a job and coming back 2 hours, like, oh, they wasn't ready for it. Didn't y'all call to see? You know, but no, whatever y'all do, I'm down. Just let me know. I'm going to share this on my page. I'm going to share it to the Brian Jones page. Tiffany, I know you're going to share it. Uh,
Absolutely.
let's get the word out, and let's start a fire. You know, I'm a fire starter.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
We appreciate you.
All right. Sounds like
Don't
a
talk
plan.
about it, be about it.
No doubt about it.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Thank you for having us.
No, no
Mhm.
Thank you
problem.
guys
We
for coming on.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we really
Mhm.
appreciate it. So a little bit about us. It was Brandon's idea back in April to start a podcast. And
Mhm.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
if I told him or not, but I was with it, but I wasn't 100% with it until we actually started doing it. Now my Wednesdays just ain't right unless we on teams and we talking about something. And our slogan is educate, entertain, and inspire.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
uh,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I
That's
love
a
to I love to entertain. I can do the food. Just watch the other episodes. But when it comes to getting the message out, I want to educate people and I want to inspire people to do more. So again, I'm
That's
down for the
big.
cause.
Mhm.
that's
Absolutely.
our logo. That's our logo
Big.
behind me here. You
Okay.
guys can
Well,
see
Yeah, I
that.
see it.
fellas
What
think.
the fellas
Yeah.
think.
Okay. Mhm.
So
um,
Yeah.
Tiffany, I'm gonna
what?
see you Saturday.
Yeah,
If
I
you
see
got a
you
2X,
Saturday.
if you got a 2X shirt, bring it
Okay.
with you. I will pay it in.
Okay. Appreciate you.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
Mhm.
And I will
One
definitely take a
what
picture and post it on our page. Brandon.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thank you.
one thing for you, Carl, I wanted to mention before we all get off here. You said you mentioned you have training for carpentry and things like that, certain uh
All
skill labor. I have a son here that would definitely benefit
Mhm.
from that. So I definitely would appreciate if you share your contact information with
Mhm.
that.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I mean, um, oh, now?
No, not now,
Or
not
would you?
now.
Oh, okay.
Just behind the scenes, not
Okay.
now.
I
We don't
got
have to do it in
you. Nah,
front of the audience. Just
no,
behind the scenes. Definitely
no doubt.
appreciate if you share
But
your
at the same
contact information.
time, we want you to take this time to advertise yourself. If you got a social media page that you want to share with the public, now's your time to put it out there and maybe get some followers out of it. Carl?
Man, well, I appreciate that, man. Well, one of the businesses that I own is Royal Man Solutions, where I build custom furniture, and I focus on building furniture for your everyday living space, as well as I have another custom
Janice,
furniture business that I
wall space.
build, and where I build out kitchens. So I build strictly nothing but kitchens, um, beautiful kitchens, and that's at another company that half owner at is Creative Custom Cabinets as well. So you can find me at
Okay. Wall
royalmansolutions.com.
space.
You would definitely see beautiful kitchens, and
Okay.
I'm coming out with another social media site pretty soon to where we be strictly highlighting all of the things that I've built.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We
Mrs.
interested in
Winbush.
that as well.
Yeah.
Mrs. Winbush,
Right.
do you have any final words?
Please pray for us as a family and keep my son Brian Jones in your prayers. Um, to come home and no hurt, harm, or danger come to him in the prison as well as out of the prison. We're gonna pray
Amen
him
to that.
on home. Mhm.
And Miss Tiffany, what you got to tell us?
Nothing. I'm basically done. Medea's Kitchen. I'm on Instagram. Do the catering. I'm out here. I do personal chef, family meals, catering.
So,
Basically, that's it.
Brandon and Jeremy, if you guys come out to my dad's, you'll get a sample of her spaghetti. I ordered a couple cans of
He ordered
spaghetti.
10.
And
Uh,
the hoagies you
Oh
won't
yeah, he
have
ordered some
your
hoagies
hoagies
as
the
well.
hoagies you'll see, but you won't taste. Those are coming home with me.
He get personal.
oh, 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 well, I know to show up and then start stealing. Then that's what you're saying.
Oh, wait, and one more thing too. People can support Chicago Torture Justice Center as well as cuffchicago.org as well too. Check that out too.
Okay, so what Tiffany, I ask you is to get all those social media pages and
Okay.
just text me to it, and
I
I
will.
will post it on our page.
Okay.
And if you guys want to come back on with updates or anything, you're more than welcome to come back. Uh, I personally, one of my personal goals now is to see us free, Brian Jones.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the fellas think. Usually, I'm being silly, but when it comes time to be serious, I put on my serious face, and this is my serious face, and I hope again that we can spark.
I trying to join.
Let's bring him
Yes.
in. He made the attempt.
Who's that saying?
Yeah.
Fine.
So I said 20 minutes, not 20 hours.
Hey man, time got away from me, man.
No, it's all
Got a
good.
lot of stuff
So
going on.
I had a lovely panel to work with, and I want to give you your moment to talk
Mhm.
because we were just close to signing off, but you're on. Say your piece, my brother.
Uh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to say more than what my mom's then probably already said. My cousin Red then already said. But at the end of the day, it's just time for the kid to come home, man. Whatever happened, happened. At this point, he's just overdue. He shouldn't still be in there right now. Uh, they say a lot of stuff about what went on while he's in there, but I mean, if you look at his record, it'll show that of a man that's really trying to keep bettering himself and make his. He's just ready to come home and make a contribution to society in a
So
positive
at
way.
no point during this interview do we ask what he did or what he was accused of. We were just presenting the facts. All I see is a man that's incarcerated that's holding on to many certificates showing that he wants to be something outside of that cage, and that's what we're advocating for. Everything else it's pointless. He's just presenting himself as somebody that is ready to get back into society, who can be a productive member of society, and he can probably share his experiences with the youth to prevent them from, even going towards that path or that direction. And growing up, the cool thing you idolized was the bad guys. The bad guys didn't stay bad too long. Most of them I know now are family men and regret the things that they did in life.
Right.
So let's save them the experience, because at the end it's not worth it. Focus your time and energy, because we only got one full trip around the sun. There's no second quarters. There's no three lives. Do what you want, to inspire yourself in life, and look past all the rap songs about thugging out. Jeezy even said, he told his son, the stuff I rap about, I don't want you doing. you know.
Yeah.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, you got King T.I.'s son, who think he grew up in the hood and he didn't. He's far from the streets. But they
Grew up
created
in
a
the mansion.
life for them to not have to be in that.
To do
And
that. Right.
we
But
were given the
that
hand
really
we were
show
dealt.
you.
We grew up what, middle class or whatever you want to call us.
No. You don't say we. We were. I think we were a little bit below middle class growing up with. I don't know, man. How many people do we have in each apartment? Good 10, 12, including the kids.
Oh,
Grandmother.
at one time when you all were younger,
Yeah, when we were younger.
we still we.
Quit that.
I say, can you cut him off?
He said,
I thought
bottom
we- I
line,
thought
there was a
this
lot
No,
of
no,
syrup
was-
sandwiches.
we
was
seriously,
just-
we were considered middle
A bunch
middle
of syrup
class. It don't
sandwiches
matter
and
how
sugar
many people,
sandwiches.
how
Out
many
there.
people were in the building.
And jam
The fact
sandwiches. You
still
jam 2 pieces
remained
of
that
bread together.
right that we had cars, we had jobs. You all were fed. You had clean clothes. You never got hungry. You went to the
had
barber
TV
shop.
and all of that.
Look,
Yeah.
Look,
I guess
I mean, we just opened the doors. Medea just opened the doors to it. That's where Medea started from. Medea's kitchen is from my grandma, but
Right.
she opened her doors up to her family. So that's why sometimes
Right. Not only her family. Look how many people in the neighborhood she
mhm.
cooks for and fed kids. She fed and babysitted.
I never got a meal.
All of us,
Oh.
our children. Yeah.
You know what,
Give
too?
it back.
I'll tell y'all what my mom used to say.
No meals over there, Elroy. Y'all wasn't missing no meals.
My
They
mom
was
used to
middle
say
class.
that.
Sometimes, you know, there was those questionable nights.
Right, Red.
What
I-
happened?
I'll tell y'all what my mom used to say. She said middle class ain't about things and material stuff. It's about family and the bond and the time. So draw it from that perspective.
We were
Absolutely.
upper class then.
I'm trying to tell you, that's where I'm going with it. That's
So
where
I don't
I'm
want to
going
make
with
it
it.
sound like we had.
We were upper class.
We were
No.
rich.
I mean, you
Right,
wasn't
we
the
were
Jeffersons,
rich with
but you
with
was upper
family.
class for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were absolutely rich in that.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
rich with
So
rich with
you
family.
was beyond middle class.
Right. We were rich with family.
Look, I don't
Yeah,
want to
we
make it
were.
seem like we was wearing top hats and monocles in our eyes. I mean,
I'm just
I
saying,
was trying to be favorable by saying middle class. I really
I'm
don't want
just
to
saying.
say. I don't want to say low class. I mean, when I think
No,
low
we
class,
actually were middle class compared to, let's say, Inglewood, because we grew up but see, when we grew up in Inglewood, they still have white and Hispanics in Inglewood. And we moved
But at the same time, all of these labels comes from Marx and Engels when it's talking about bourgeoisie and laborers. So we can't get caught up in their nonsense about middle
Right.
class
Exactly.
and lower
we
class,
never
poor
have.
class.
We never
Classism
have.
is the only designed by their idea from the perspective of bourgeoisie and laborers. And I'm just saying that we were always much greater than that. I mean, kings and queens can't be middle class, lower class, or poor class
right?
because we kings and queens. That's our
Right.
status.
I would just
Right.
say, and you could probably agree, said the struggle made us who we are today. It inspired us to do.
Absolutely.
So now,
Man.
you know, call me
Yep.
bougie, because if I go anywhere, I'm in the 100 section. I'm not doing nothing
feel
less than the
me?
100 section.
I'm not sitting nowhere else.
Well,
Exactly.
well, you know
It's
what?
all a
Well, we
mentality.
finna out you right now. You bougie as hell.
I'm bougie as fuck. I'm bougie as fuck. When I'm sitting first class, I be looking around like, he doesn't deserve to be in this class as me. Mimosa, please. You know, yeah, hell yeah. But I don't forget where I came from. You
No
know,
doubt.
Absolutely.
we got certain luxuries when my mother went grocery shopping. If she had a little extra, she bought orange juice. So when I got my place, I always kept orange juice in my refrigerator because it was a luxury then. There's nothing to me now. I sprinkle it around like I'm at a Diddy party. Well, but I mean, where we came from made us who we are today, and it
No.
makes us appreciate it more.
How old did your dad just turn?
My dad just turned 82.
See, I still
He
be seeing your dad at the store every blue moon if I'm in the neighborhood shopping.
And he's always
He
flirting
be
with the
at
young
Sam's
girls
Club.
too.
He be
He
at
be
Lowe's.
everywhere.
I be like, look at him, ain't them daddy still moving around.
And he be like, how you doing,
How
young
you know
lady?
me?
Hey,
Wait,
as
what's
slow
his-
as he used to walk, I can understand why he's
Yep.
still moving around.
He walk everywhere with that
Yep.
little his
Oh
little
And
wow.
he got my
Oh
little
man,
nephew. He got the
y'all
youngest with
tripping.
him hitting the streets with him too. But yeah, he,
Mhm.
82 years old.
Yep.
No, that's beautiful.
Sharp as a tack.
Yes. Mhm.
That's love.
And he's in control of his faculties and everything. And yeah, it's a blessing
It'd
to
be
see
good to see
him.
him though. And when I see Jules out in the Sam's Club or something, he there.
He be everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we did this. I'm glad, I saw it and I said to myself, well, what can I do? And I brought you guys up on the show. I'm glad this is called the post party. It's usually uncensored and you got to pay for this, but this is a free one for y'all. This is neighborhood love right here. This is what this is. I'm enjoying this, and I'm gonna share the hell out of this once we upload it. And again, I hope it grabs the right ear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Mhm.
Well, we gonna share it enough. It's gonna be on my page. It's gonna be on our page.
Okay,
It's gonna be
what's
on
your
the
page
Instagram
name,
page.
Brandon?
Okay.
It's just my name, Brandon
Okay.
Johnson.
Okay.
Be careful
You'll
which
see.
Brandon Johnson you pick.
Hey,
Right.
when I
I'm gonna
first
say
saw Brandon,
Nah. It ain't the man. I promise you,
Junior.
it ain't the man.
One of them
man,
is
you the
shady
mayor.
as fuck,
You
and
the
the other one is
junior.
a mayor.
You the
It
junior.
ain't the
listen,
man. Nah.
when I first saw
You-
that name, I said, "Oh, that's blood.
Nah.
They got the mayor shirt on."
Nah. Believe
And
me.
they both from the same hoods.
Believe me.
And you a
Hey,
West Sider too.
nah.
Yeah.
I'm strictly South Side over here. I ain't
Okay,
crossing over
okay. Well,
there.
I take that
South
back.
Side
I
all
take that
day.
back then.
South
I take
Side
that back.
all day.
I,
I'm
I made an assumption, bro. It was a bad call on my part.
So Tiffany,
look.
he lives in our neighborhood. I'm not gonna say his address.
Oh, okay, no
But
problem.
he doesn't live too far from my dad's house.
Oh,
He
okay.
just moved over there, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Oh, man, you way off. 4 years ago.
Okay, I was
Oh,
close.
okay.
I didn't say one.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
And he can tell you some stories about them porch pirates.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh Lord. We didn't have to we didn't have to, no, I ain't gonna say on camera again. We
Well,
didn't-
one
Don't
quick
say it.
story
Don't say
is
it.
one quick
Don't
story
say
about
it.
them
It'd be
is
viral tomorrow.
they stole something off his front porch, and then his wife put a box full of dirty used diapers out in the
Good.
box.
Good for him. Good
good,
for him.
good.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's all I got.
Okay.
Usually Wednesdays is a busy day for me. I wake up early in the morning, I work, I jet home, I wolf something down on the way home, do this podcast, and then I sign off and I get into bed because I got to do it all over again. But again, great to have you guys. If you got new information you want to share, we have no problem bringing you guys back on, and let's get it.
Okay, appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
I appreciate
All right,
that, my
appreciate
brother.
you. Appreciate your time
On
on
the-
the
All right, nice
platform.
speaking with y'all. Thank you.
All right.
We definitely
All right.
appreciate y'all
All
for
right.
coming on What the Fellas Think. Thank you guys.
What the
Thank
fuck?
you.
Okay,
I
you welcome.
appreciate y'all.
All right.
All right,
Good
bye.
night.
All right. Bye.